Music Theater Coach Blake here with another video. The topic of this video is the diaphragm. Now, the diaphragm is the main muscle whose primary function is to support breath action. Now, what do I mean when I say breath action? The diaphragm brings breath into the lungs when we breathe in. So as we breathe in, the diaphragm works to pull that air in and it relaxes to let the air out. Now, let's take a look at what the diaphragm looks like as best we can. So I have this band around the middle of my torso here, right around my lower rib cage, and this is primarily where the diaphragm lives. So now the diaphragm, if you take your fingers and you put them on your chest bone here, you can kind of spider crawl them down until you get to that soft spot below your chest bone there. And that is where the diaphragm, the front part of the diaphragm is. And if you follow right underneath the rib cage around the sides, that the diaphragm continues to attach to the bottom part of the ribs there. And then it continues to go down the back until you get to this portion in your back down here. And the diaphragm, that's where the diaphragm begins. It starts there and it attaches to the front of your spine. So this diaphragm just sits right below the lungs. And again, its primary function is to help bring breath in. So as you breathe in, the diaphragm is pulling down to draw in that breath. It's contracting, right? And pulling into that area in the lower back, as well as pulling down the front of the belly and down the sides as well. And you'll notice, as I'm breathing in here, you can watch the expansion happen, right? So breath comes in and expands the ribs, but the belly and the sides also expand to help make room for all of that air. So you can even join me in this. You can put your hands on your belly and watch the diaphragm pull down and expand outward as you breathe in air. And then it relaxes inward as you breathe out. Right? Now let's try the sides, because the side action is also really, really important for the diaphragm. You can just take your hands to your lower rib cage or close to your waist and breathe in. And let it go. Do you see that motion? Again, it's much more subtle, but it's still there. And the last one is the lower back. You can put your hands on the lower back and just watch that motion as I breathe in and I breathe out. Much subtler, but the diaphragm is this huge muscle important for drawing the breath and supporting the breath. There's another video that you can check out called Breath Support, where I will also be referencing the diaphragm, and you can learn a little bit more about its function in singing. That's all for this video. Thanks for joining me. See you next time.